Starting to the top left of the map, we have the Zerg player for Team Startail. 1-1 in this game against his closest opponent.
Startail live.
Startail live, losing the game on Akelon against the aggressive Blink Stalker build of his opponent. And said Protoss player is starting to the top right in purple for CJantus.
CJantus Trust.
Trust. I love that net marble sticker on his jersey, by the way.
Yeah, it reminds me of those characters in the game. God, what was it called? I don't know. I play it in the arcade all the time when I go down.
Net Marble develops a lot of the mobile games here in Korea as well. And the one thing, this intro that they have, it annoys me so much. Like this girl or child or whatever who is screaming at them, Net Marble. It's like I was like, oh God, can I just mute you?
I remember. Do you remember? Did you ever play any of the old Sega consoles where the starting screams out Sega? I'm not even going to imitate it; it'll hurt a lot of people's ears. But you know, there's a time when you sneak into the the family room or wherever the Sega is plugged in. You turn on the console and it screams at you, and you're like, everyone wakes up in the house and you're like, oh, well, I'm not getting away with this.
I know the intro, but I never owned a console. I was always thinking about it, but they were always like. All the games that I really liked were divided between different consoles, and I was like, nah. I'm
just gonna play at your friend's house, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna play stuff at the PC, it's more fun. You know what's also pretty much fun is what we see from Life right now. On a big map like this, he's going for the same opening that Curious used on this map against Sora. He's going for the double... No, actually, sorry, my bad. Curious was going for it on Frost. On Whirlwind, he decided to go into a hatch in the pool, but we have Live, as mentioned here, with a bit more of a greedy opening, very economy-based, going into double hatch before gas and then into pool.
Yeah, and with Lotus, there's something really interesting about the way that Trust has placed his buildings here. He's made a wall at the top of his ramp. This is pretty rare.
School.
Yeah, and it almost makes me feel like he might do an all-in. It looks like he's not because he's going to make a Nexus, but I thought he might like go one base Blink Stalkers or something because he was trying to hide it, but nope, he's just going to make a Nexus. And the one thing that really works against Life is the positioning of his third hatchery. Had he known these spawns, he would have made it to the south of his main base instead. It's much too close to Trust's base. It's a very risky hatchery. And there's the Stargate going down, so uh-oh.
Yep. Stargate right away currently for Trust here, immediately popping that out.
A rushed one too, before Warp Gate research or any units.
Anything, I mean there's no Mothership Core, there's no Sentry. No, sorry, my bad, actually he has a Mothership Core already in the game, I missed that, sorry.
That was that one Mothership Core that was hiding.
Yeah. That is James Bond Mothership Core.
Yeah. That's what we just call things that hide. We've just dubbed them James Bond such and such.
But nothing will ever reach James Bond Infestor.
The first James Bond Infestor was like undercover, man. It's like the first James Bond movies were better than the new ones. It's the same concept.
And the first James Bond Infestor put so much effort into like just tunneling through the entire map and look for that mothership. Neural.
Yeah. There needs to be a Carbots episode about this.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unfortunately, we don't really have motherships in Heart of the Swarm. Only mothership cores.
Well, I guess we kind of have them, but nobody's using them.
Well, it's just the mothership cores better.
Yeah. Well, right now we have Life with his trademark style. A lot of speedlings in the early game and just going for the YOLO move. And he's always successful with that.
Yeah.
And right now, with the Stargate that we have and the timing, Wolf, could you explain to me what Phoenixes do against Zerglings?
They look down at them and
yell at them?
Get terrified. They
yell at them or shout at them?
I think it's yelling in this case.
Yeah, I think they yell at them.
I think it's yelling because they're specifically targeting the Zerglings. And he has no idea. I think he's going to die 16 lings on the way. Gates are not done. He's got one gate, Warp Gate Research done. Now he sees it. He needs a wall right now.
Yeah.
He pulls that probe away. He needs another structure here.
But even with the structures, I'm not sure if he can hold. He has only one unit to do damage. Nothing else he has in Mothership Core.
He needs to pick up with Phoenixes. The Phoenixes need to stop.
Oh, here comes the Photon Overcharge. And the force field is good. Does he hold here? It looks like it. The wall assist is coming in and the gateways are done. So it looks like he might be able to hold here.
Yeah, he's done it. Gone. And Life's not making any more units. He's droning up.
You know, the fun thing is actually, if that Phoenix does not spot those Zerglings, the game, in my opinion, is over.
Yeah.
Then the Lings are in the natural. They won't be able to get into the main base, but they will take down the Nexus and will get a massive lead for Life. But thanks to the pathing of the Phoenix. He saw the Lings, he moved the units to the ramp, and he was able to wall off immediately. If not for that, the Zerglings would have been in.
He's so distracted by the Zerglings that he's actually going to lose a Phoenix here and some of his sentries.
Might actually lose more than only one Phoenix, I think. No, he is actually moving back again.
Yeah, that was really poorly controlled, though, I have to say.
Live with the aggression. It's his trademark style. This is what he likes. This is what he loves. This is what he always does. In this scenario, it doesn't do too much damage, but it definitely distracts it distracts Trust. I mean, Trust is under so much pressure right now.
Yeah. Life, he's actually going to get both of these sentries now, and now he can scout the main. There's nothing to scout. He's going to kill probes. More Overlords going down for him, but again, the Phoenix control is just not there. He needs to move these back. One is going down for sure.
He lost 2 already. That was the second one that was going down here. And Zerglings have been spotting everything that was going on in the natural, taking down a few Harvesters as well. 3 in the process. Life currently up with 11 Harvesters and also has his 3 bases up. Link's trying to get in once again. But Life is already in a position where he's about to complete his lair tag. He's in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah. Macro hatch going down, going to give him a lot of extra larva. He needs that to get his drones back up to where he wants it to be.
And a big problem currently for Trust is that he's not even thinking about getting a third base.
No. That's like not even in his dreams. He hasn't even talked about getting a third base after retirement at this point.
This is going to get really iffy for him. And this is one of the things that Life just does best. He always puts pressure on the opponent and makes just forces him to make a couple of mistakes or just forces his timings off. And that's exactly what we see here. Life is on their tech now, going into Burrow, speed upgrade for the Roaches, getting Roaches into the picture. We have the attempted third base now for Trust, who loses his probe here. And once again, the third is delayed, and the Stalker goes down at the wall. Life always poking, and it just shows you cannot relax against Life. Not for a second. If you do, he will be there and he will exploit the weakness.
Yeah. I don't think that there's anything that Trust can do to gain an edge here. I mean, he's going to defend this Nexus, it looks like this time. It's going to be close, but actually that was kind of a gross overextension there by Life. He only got a Stalker, but regardless, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to get edge. He is getting a few units here, gets the Roach.
He's trying to stabilize at this point. He's really just fending off blows, but with the Phoenixes he at least has a tool on the map that he can use to just do a little bit of damage on his own. Snipe an Overlord here and there, maybe pick off a Roach and take it down. So this is actually a really good move by Trust. Using those Phoenixes is something that he hasn't done all that well in the last few engagements, but now Life also has Burrow, and we do not have a lot of detection. Only one cannon here at the third base that grants him a little bit.
Yeah, only a little bit, and it's not reaching far enough right now. So he needs to kind of kite back here against these Zealots, but he will do that.
Life, on the other hand, is not going for additional tech. He just wants to overwhelm him.
Yeah.
He's going for a massive amount of Roaches and Zerglings, and he's moving in. He feels that he has the force that it takes to go through here. The Phoenixes are running out of energy. More Lings are moving in.
Yeah, and those sentries, here they go, going down one at a time, popping them one by one. The cannons here, not going to last forever. He needs more units. The last of the reinforcements is coming through, and he may hold here. It's going to be close. Gets the cannons, and actually Life has to turn around. So many of his Roaches low on hit points here.
Life is aiming for that natural once again. There comes the wall, but he moves in immediately with the units that he has. Is trying to snipe another pylon, maybe even making his way to the main base. The Photon Overcharge already ready on the Nexus at the natural. The Phoenixes are still just looking down on the units. They don't have the energy anymore. A warp in at the wall to the main base is trying to delay the Zerg units, but it's already too late. Life is in.
Life, look at the mini-map. You can see he's just got Roach after Roach coming through here, targeting down probes, going into the third base. Photon Overcharge still lasting a little bit longer there. No detection in the main for the burrowed Roaches, and these Roaches actually may just walk right into their deaths. He's got to be careful about controlling those. So many probes lost here. Worker count 46 to 54 on the other hand. Life not making any workers for a long time. Burrow movement on the way. He's playing this like Curious in a lot of ways, actually.
Life and his multitasking is crazy. He's burying the units in the main base. He's taking down additional units, sending a few over to that third. That third is going down in just a few seconds if Trust doesn't do anything about it. Trust is just trying to fend off the blows that are raining in from everywhere. This is a barrage from attacks to the natural, the main base, and third base. But Trust is still holding on for now, but he's losing that Immortal, and that was so key to his defense.
Yep, this is looking pretty nasty here. Main Nexus under fire. Will not be able to kill that one, I don't think, but this Nexus at the third is already gone. And more importantly, Burrow movement is done. No detection here. The observer's on the way. Bit too late here. Burrow roaches pop up, and I think that is going to be all she wrote. He doesn't have enough to defend this. He doesn't have enough DPS, no immortals.
I can hear the fat lady singing already.
Yeah.
This has to be game. He's down to 26 army supply against 72. The Phoenixes are just watching and observing. GG. Life takes the 2-1 victory and advances to the second round of the WCS Challenger League in Korea.
Life, this kid's got his style, and he's just going to use it. He's going to crush you with it. And Trust finds himself now back in the qualifiers. He has to requalify for next season if he wants to continue his career.
And this was actually like a really great game of life. I really loved this. Trust was just a little bit overwhelmed, and he's by no means a bad player, far from it. But you could really see that this is what makes Life so unique and what people love in this player. That he is so aggressive, that he can actually coordinate attacks at the main base, natural, and third of his opponent, has small forces everywhere, and at some point he's just completely overwhelmed you with what he has.
Yeah. I mean, Roach is in the main base. Roach is at the third, killing all your probes, killing your Nexus. At the natural, watch out, because you're going to micro all of your Stalkers and your Sentries, get perfect force loads, or you're dead. But also, then you have to deal with the Roach in the main base. But you don't have detection. So how are you going to deal with those when you send your units up there? You just burrows, then you focus on that.
You have the Robo, you need an Immortal, but you also need the detection.
And you're trying to micro your natural, but then there's also Roaches killing your third base. And where's your Mothership Core? It's out of energy. What's going on?
Life definitely with great multitasking. He had Trust, could not quite keep up with this. If you make one mistake, Life is going to be then exploited. He advances to the second round of the WCS Challenger League, and we will have another short break before we head into a Protoss versus Terran with Hurricane going up against Bunny. See you guys in a few.